For the last defender.
Meanwhile, let's get.
For the last defender.
Meanwhile, let's get.
And we are back with another live stream. How you guys doing out there? Tap the like button, subscribe to the channel. We are under attack in the comment section from the spam bots, but We're taking care of it, guys. Hope everybody's doing great today. Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Crypto Kip. We got a live stream. It's a Thursday, and we are almost to the weekend. And on this beautiful, wonderful Thursday, we've got a Bitcoin that has found its way back above 97K. That's not too shabby. You got to like it, folks. Little bit of a crypto pump today. Not too bad. Shout out to the real U's in the chat. How's it going, Bonifacio, Scott and Coin Baron, and some other folks hopping in. Hope everybody's doing great today. Just so many bots coming in today. Scott in Hawaii, in BSS in the chat. Welcome back, guys. We're getting a nice move up today, and we kind of found that level at about 92 and change, moving up to 100. Bitcoin to 100K in May. It very well could be that, guys. Right now, we're looking at a very strong chance of a rate cut. Not this month, not this meeting coming up in a few days, but next month in June. And that is a good sign of potential things to come. New month, new scam bots. Exactly. Always those XAI scammers. Never buy an XAI coin ever. Period. All right. AI coins. I like some AI coins. I do not like those XAI coins. Can't get them out of our comment section to save our lives, unfortunately. And we try, let me tell you. Always trying to get the bots out of the chat. Let's do a little bit of a screen share, guys, and get into the meat, into the potatoes of what's going on in this crypto space. How's it going, Marty? Where are all my Bitcoin going to 40K people at today? They are silent and they are struggling. They're struggling. Let's get above 100K and move on. You know what I mean? These consolidation periods for crypto are tough. You know, we're supposed to be in this bull market and these 4-year cycles, which, guys, talking to you about a story that you got the Bitwise CIO coming out and saying that the 4-year cycles are dead. And it was a very interesting take that I want to share with you guys here in this video and the stream, and a couple other big stories for the day. So we got some stuff to get through. Welcome back, guys. Again, tap that like button. Check out Bitcoin 97.1 to start the day. Looking at the charts, look at these giant green candles. This giant green candle we're getting today to the upside, looking nice. Like to see us get above 100K. I think 100K in May right now is looking nice and zesty. With everything we've got going on, with this nice little bullish bounce off of this trend line at about 92.6, 92.7, we're headed up. We're going to visit 100K right at the same time that the Fed is going to be going out in public and speaking at the FOMC meeting. So it's going to be very interesting to kind of watch the volatility in the crypto markets with the Fed speaking in just a few short days. We've got Solana found its way back to a green weekly candle, looking nice. Bitcoin dominance still has that journey to make, probably maybe up to 72, 73% dominance before we get our full-fledged altcoin season. Our total market cap wants to take a visit back to the 3.05 trillion level, call it 3 trillion level. On this chart, if you do look over at CoinMarketCap, you'll see here it says it's above 3 trillion. I think that's including stablecoins. I think this excludes stablecoins. I think that's what this is. But this is the chart that I go off of. I like looking at this crypto total market cap chart on TradingView, and this is where I kind of just track it personally. And you can use a bunch of different views on that. But we are headed in the right direction, folks. XRP back up. You got Crow back to 9 cents. Trying to, and this was a line I was drawing during my Crow video yesterday, trying to kind of scoop back up here and looking pretty good to do so if Bitcoin can make these moves a little bit higher. What is going on with the altcoins? Ethereum is back to 1860, getting a little bit of a pop, having a little bit of a stronger move today than Bitcoin. Overall, Ethereum's been weaker than Bitcoin in this bull market, and XRP has been spectacularly strong, getting a very nice move for all those XRP holders out there. If you're in the XRP army, say hello in the chat, guys. We're doing a lot of XRP content. We have been convinced XRP is here for the long term, and it's looking good. And you know what? There's a crazy story about XRP that I'm going to share with you guys in this video as well, that I couldn't believe when I saw it, but then not going to spoil it on that. We'll get into that in a minute. Look at the big gainers, big losers for the day. Well, look at Doge up 7.5%. Nice move out of Dogecoin. Sorry, my baby's crying downstairs. I got to shut the door. Hold on. Sweet little girlsy crying away downstairs. Mama's doing a great job. Babies just cry. Yeah, so we got Virtuals Protocol coming up today there, Bob. Let me tell you, that Virtuals Protocol, Bob, keeps pumping. Up 133% over the last 7 days. That's not too bad. Now ranked number 66, sitting at a $1.1 billion market cap. I'll tell you, I have seen this on top of the charts for a while now. Virtuals Protocol launches Virtual Partners Network to support AI crypto. Buzzword AI. There you go. Society of AI agents, Base and Solana. So look at this. It's got all your buzzwords. It's got Base. It's got Solana. Virtuals Protocol stands at the confluence of AI gaming, blockchain, and co-ownership incentives, creating a unique ecosystem for virtual interactions. This is metaverse 2.0. But anyway, I mean, this is hot right now. Imagine millions of Luna virtuals. I don't like the word Luna. We don't like Luna. But anyway, I don't know. This is an AI play. It looks like something to keep an eye on. Looking at market cap for this, sitting at 1.1. At one point back in December, we got all the way up to 4.6 billion. It's a nice 4x, almost 5x away from what its previous high was. So keep an eye on that. Going to be interesting to watch this bad boy continue to try to get back to its highs, and so many others, guys. This is just the top one, so I'm just talking about it because it's number one today. But yeah, AI plays are hot. Walrus coin, just a hilarious name for that. Getting a move up today. I believe Sonic is an AI call as well, I believe. Aave is on Ethereum. This one's getting a nice pump today. You've got Injective. I think that's an Ethereum L2, I want to say. Getting a nice pump today. Hyper Liquid getting a nice move up. Big leverage trading protocol. Is that on Ethereum? I think that one's on Ethereum. Hyperliquid represents a cutting-edge blockchain platform. I thought Hyperliquid introduces a novel L1 blockchain. Oh, I guess it's its own blockchain. Self-funded initiative. Yeah, because I saw those stories about Hyperliquid getting some hyper massive liquidations a while ago. But guys, this just goes to show you there's so many ways to make a buck in crypto. In a real bull market, when things are really ripping, there is just so much money to be made on so many altcoins. It's just a wild time. It's a wild, beautiful thing. Don't know how to say that name, but somebody asks, why is PEPE struggling? I do not really have any special answers for you on that. Thank you so much, Mrs. Crypto Kit. We got eggs, guys. We got some eggs there. Bacon's coming. Bacon's on the way. Don't worry. It's not just eggs. We were all panicking. Everybody was panicking. What is this? Just eggs? No. We're grateful for eggs. We got bacon coming. Always excellent. And I had some cottage cheese earlier. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Cottage cheese. What do we say? Some people hate it. I love it. Why is PEPE struggling? PEPE is struggling because you need a crypto bull market to really start. We had a bull market going at the beginning of this run for PEPE. PEPE was running. It was kind of the starting horse in this race in the bull market, especially for memes. And it topped out just like everything else in December and January. And so we've had a retracement because the president and tariffs and crypto's come down. So why is PEPE struggling? Well, it's not that bad. I mean, it's up from its lows, guys, already. A nice 52% in just, less than a month. Hold on, guys. I got to do something real quick. Hold up. It is up, a nice amount from the lows. And that's why, if you are buying these lows, maybe you wouldn't say, this is struggling. Maybe you wouldn't say this is struggling if you're buying at lows. Now, if you bought at the highs over here, yeah, I mean, it looks like Pepe is struggling quite a bit, right? You're still down 68%, almost 70%. Whereas Bitcoin is actually now from the highs. Bitcoin's only down now 11%. At one point, it was down 30%. But that's the beauty of Bitcoin, guys. It's less volatile, but it is going up over time. And the volatility is disappointing when you're looking for volatility to the upside. It's very reassuring when you're getting volatility for crypto to the downside and Bitcoin holds up better than the rest. That's your risk you're taking when you are buying altcoins, especially meme coins like Pepe. And I do have a video coming out later today about Pepe, Shiba, and Doge. So you want some more detail on Pepe, Shiba, and Doge, you should check out my video later today. Bobby says, hi, Kip, doesn't this rising wedge pattern on Bitcoin dominance mean that it's going to break down and altcoins are going to start to pump? Well, yeah, I mean, look, it could. I mean, I'm not guaranteeing you that it's going to come up here, but I'm going to tell you, historically, we've come up to these levels. This is a rising wedge. You're exactly right. So it could have a breakdown, but this is kind of the biggest moment in Bitcoin's history. So if I had to, take a pick, is it going to break down here or are we going to go higher? I'd probably say go higher. And frankly, I don't really care if it goes up here or not. Regardless, you are accumulating before we get our new market cap highs like we saw earlier in December of 2025. And I think we're going to go a lot higher than this. I got a couple stories to share with you to kind of discuss that in this up-only mentality that some people are having. Bonifacio likes cottage cheese. Okay, yeah, me too. Yeah, I got cottage cheese, I got eggs, and I got bacon. That's a whole protein thing. Little fatty on the bacon, but I love it. I'm doing good. We're down to 204. We're trying to get below 200 pounds over here. Working on it. Thinning out in the face a little. Working on it, guys. I'm working on it. Let me tell you. I'm working on it. Big losers today. Not a lot. Everything's up. It's a good day. It's a good day to be in the top 100 coins in crypto. And some of these others are ripping. Like here you go. You got Gork up 1,000% today. Don't buy this stuff. These memes. I don't know, guys. Farcoin probably going to be here for a while. Trump coin at 13 cents. I think Trump coin's still got a future. Let's see what happens. Somebody was talking about a rumor of Trump launching another meme. I hope not. But April closed out the month higher than the average. Congratulations, guys. You had a bullish April. Didn't feel like a bullish April, I know, especially for altcoins, but it was a bullish April, and that's pretty cool. Now we're in May. The average gains in May is 7.5%, but I thought it was sell in May, walk away. No, people don't sell in May, walk away. Average of 7.5% gains. In May, I don't like these sayings. I think that May could end up bullish. Why? Bitcoin price about to blast higher as Fed rate cut odds jump to 60%. It didn't quite jump. Don't love this story. Love to criticize a good article or two. Think it's silly. We've been tracking these guys. We saw the odds for a rate cut in June being up at these levels. You know what? Actually, it did jump up a little bit. Okay. Shouldn't criticize the article. It did jump up a little bit, but we saw that there was a chance, probably kind of around here that we were going to get, a pause, something around 30%. I believe we've been tracking. I'd have to go back to look at my other videos. But a 70% chance that we're going to get a rate cut in June. That's pretty good. We like to see that. Actually, yeah, I think that the odds of this were way lower. So we're getting a jump here because with the economic data that we're seeing coming out, the Fed is going to have to cut rates in June. And then July, we are looking at a very strong chance that we're still going to be, not only one rate cut by July, but two, 52% chance that we're going to get two rate cuts by July. So, Bitcoin price about to blast higher as rate cut odds jump to 60%. But reminder, guys, there's going to be some resistance, likely, I would say, at 3 trillion and probably at 100K. For all you traders out there, one thing that we called out recently was that, yeah, okay, we were popping off here. Maybe we're going to meet some resistance up at the top of this wick for these daily candles, for the weekly candle closes over here. That's exactly what happened. Guess what? We came back down. We retested exactly down to this 92, mid 92 range. And now we're getting a nice, very swift bounce back to the upside. And then we can kind of see 2 ways I'd be looking at this. If we get a very, very bullish move on this, it could break immediately through and then retest back down and get the bounce. Less bullish scenario, but still bullish momentum would be if we rejected off 100K, came back down. It doesn't have to come all the way back down, but had a little rejection and then kind of fake out and then continue back up and then found support on the top side. So looking for trades, potential short at 100K sounds crazy, but that's just looking at resistance and support. That's the way we do it. It's very simple. I'm not in trades for weeks. I'm not in trades for multiple days. Sometimes I'm in for a day or two, but I like to do quick in and out trades. I don't believe in the long-term trades that just stay open forever, like Crypto likes to talk about. It's really hard to do that. It's really hard to grab those. You got to have a lot of disposable money and be willing to throw money out the window to catch those positions, like you see sometimes people doing. Jeremy Jackson saying going to the gym. No, just walking a lot, eating good, not really drinking, just treating myself right, getting up early, expending a lot of energy in the day. So yeah, only 8 likes, Scott. Oh my gosh, thanks for calling it out. Scott says only 8 likes right now. We got to get those likes up. Do me a favor, tap those like buttons and retweet this out. Smash a like, subscribe if you want more content like this, guys. We got a lot of content we put out every day for you guys, so I hope you enjoy it. So yeah, Bitcoin could blast higher. Look out for 100K. Odds are jumping. Shouldn't have criticized it. They are jumping. It's looking nice. What did they say anything about? Yeah. It was 57% on April 30th. So it jumped up a couple percent. Now it's at, actually, is it even higher now? 61%. So it's continuing to go up here. It's looking pretty good for a rate cut, which we like. Buy the Fed rate cut. For those of you guys that don't know this, like rate cuts tend to be good for risk on assets because money's cheaper to borrow. And then people can kind of get into the risk on assets a little bit more. So stacks, Brian, I know it's getting a little move up today, but we're waiting on the big run for stacks. And I still believe that could come. In other big news today, Morgan Stanley plans to offer Bitcoin and crypto trading to E-Trade clients. This is a very interesting story because they plan on adding this crypto trading to its E-Trade platform in 2026, marking the most significant move by a major U.S. bank to provide retail investors direct access to Bitcoin and crypto amid easing regulations. 2026, guys, but wait. Isn't the bull market supposed to be over by 2026? I thought you said that the bull market's going to be over in September, October. Well, that's the 4-year cycle. That's the 4-year cycle, guys. Well, then why would Morgan Stanley be putting this in action in 2026? Well, first, let me say, just because a company wants to put something in action in any given year doesn't mean they're doing it in the bull year. Could be in the middle of a bear market. We've seen ETFs launch in a bear market. We've seen futures trading launch like right at the end of a bull market for Bitcoin in the past, back in 2021, I believe. So just because things get launched in any given year doesn't mean that that's going to be a bullish year. But, we do have to say maybe these 4-year cycles aren't what we want them to be anymore. Maybe we don't want them to be. Maybe we want it to be up only. But Bitwise CEO came out at this Bitcoin Investor Week in New York and said that he believes the 4-year cycle is dead. And Anthony Pompliano is on this panel, and he was grilling this guy and asking him, that's what you think? So 4-year cycle, do you think that's really done? And this guy responds, and he uses a lot of hand motions. Watch his hand go like crazy. A lot of swooping motions, very technical. Watch that hand fly around. Yeah, a lot of hands. We like hands. We like hands. Very big hands. We like hands. I guess we like hands. He comes out and makes an argument that basically wasn't even talking about the halving event. He was giving the catalysts for all the pumps in these bull markets to specific events. I forget exactly what they are, and I don't have it set up to play this audio right now. I don't really want to play this minute and 38-second clip for you, but basically, he's saying, well, this recent pump was because of ETFs, and then there was a pump then because of the president, and that pump has subsided. But now we've got, major institutions that are going to be getting into it, and the four-year cycle is going to last much longer because, yes, these presidential policies are good for regulators, for banks players like Morgan Stanley to get into the space. Morgan Stanley's not even getting until 2026. And that lines up with what this guy's saying, because this guy's come out and saying, the CIO of Bitwise, he's saying that the four-year cycle is dead and that 2026, 2027, and he even went as far as to say maybe even 2028 is going to be a bullish year. We'll have to see. But this is a continuing shift for people. And you know what, guys? I want to remind you, we see this kind of idea happening in every bull market. I could believe that it is possible. We do need to get this tariff conversation out of the way. I just want to share a couple of these tweets from Roger Gruber with you. U.S. reaches out to China for tariff discussions. President Trump says he'll speak with the Chinese president. President Trump says the Canadian Prime Minister Carney called him and said he wants to make a deal. Here you got Ford CEO says President Trump's tariff policy is great for the country. So we've got a lot of these conversations still going on about tariffs. If we can get that solved, we see Morgan Stanley getting into the picture in 2026. How many others are going to get in 2026? How much buying power is that going to bring to back an upward momentum price for Bitcoin? Probably a lot, guys. Probably a lot. And we got the rates coming down. So that's pretty neat, Pete. Yeah, pretty neat, Pete. We like it. All right. I'm weird. I know. Sorry. I'm not sorry. Michael Saylor says Bitcoin will hit $10 million before financial advisors say it's a good idea. Well, if you want to listen to financial advisors to the stock market, that's one thing. But if you want to listen to financial advisors for crypto, I don't know why you would do that. Personally, I know a few financial advisors, and they've always laughed about crypto. Well, who's laughing now? Bitcoin one day was below $400. It was below $1,000. It was below $10,000. In the bottom of this bear market, it was at $15,000. Where is it at today? Almost $100K. Have financial advisors been advising people to buy Bitcoin? Not even a single one, I don't think. And you know what, guys? Michael Saylor has a great point here to say buy Bitcoin before it hits $10 million, because once it does hit $10 million, it's still going to go up, and financial advisors will be saying it's a good idea. But at that point, you are going to be missing the best move, which is the move from 100K to $1 million, and then $1 million to 10 million. If Bitcoin goes to $10 million, which it could do one day, that is 100x for Bitcoin from here. Forget 100x meme coins. If you can get 100x on Bitcoin, better than a 401k, probably, but it's still cool to have a 401k, guys. Anyway, Michael Saylor's got a point here, and I want to remind you guys, Mark Cuban, Kevin O'Leary, all these guys, they used to mock Bitcoin and crypto and say, Mark Cuban said famously, I've said this a lot, he'd rather have bananas than Bitcoin. Guess what he was doing while he was saying he'd rather have bananas than Bitcoin? He was buying Bitcoin and lying with his smarmy smile to your face. He was lying, smarmy smile to your face, because he's a liar. And financial advisors are being told by executives and bosses on what to advise their clients on. I'm sure a lot of the higher ups at these financial advising firms are being told, telling their financial advisors, crypto, stay away from that. That'll make us look bad, because in those bear markets, you'll be getting angry calls. We'll lose some business. It's too risky. Wait till it gets boring and mainstream and you can't make any money on it. That's when we'll start recommending it to people. I like this opinion from Michael Saylor. I do agree with it, because we do have right trajectory going on. Trump has essentially rewritten all the crypto rules in his first 100 days. The industry celebrates a 180-degree pivot from the Biden years. Now, this is a very funny story to me in many ways. It's a very exciting story as well. Coinbase executives say the administration has been methodical and bipartisan in its push to integrate crypto into the $100 trillion capital markets. $100 trillion in the same sentence as crypto. It's pretty cool to see that, guys. There's a world where one day, Bitcoin itself is bigger than gold. That's a $15 trillion market cap. That is $1 million Bitcoin. Imagine if you've got a 20 trillion or a $50 trillion Bitcoin or the total market cap for crypto one day becoming $100 trillion. Can you imagine how many X potential you can have on your PEPE or your Dogecoin or your Solana or your SUI or your Walrus coin, which I don't like Walrus. I don't know anything about Walrus, but funny name. But anyway, yeah, you do have this president that has really supported this industry, which is great. Something funny though, the industry celebrates the 180-degree pivot. At the same time, you've also got these conversations going on. The industry is also questioning the president in this regard. Here's a tweet. This is funny. Back from January 29th of 2024, a little over a year ago, the Trump stock market. This is the Trump stock market because my polls against Biden are so good. This is the Trump stock market because my polls against Biden are so good that investors are projecting that I will win and that we'll drive the market up. Everything else is terrible. Watch the Middle East and record-setting inflation has already taken its toll. Make America great. And this is he's on the campaign trail. Now he's president, April 30th, 2025. That's yesterday. This is Biden's stock market, not Trump's. I didn't take over till January 20th, even though last January 29th, I was calling it my market because you were excited about me. Now that it's actually my market, it's not my market. Actually, it's Biden's. I was kidding. That was a joke. You're taking everything too seriously. These are jokes. Get ready for the jokes. I don't even have eyes, not even using them. Tariffs will soon start kicking in, and companies are now starting to move into the USA. Record numbers, our country will boom, but we have to get rid of the Biden overhang. This will take a while. Nothing to do with tariffs. This will take a while. It has nothing to do with tariffs. It has everything to do with tariffs right now, I think, and inflation. And certainly, some of the dirty laundry from the past, from every previous administration, including the Trump administration. But, to say tariffs have nothing to do with it and to say that this is not Trump's stock market, it's your presidency, it's your stock market. There you go. Jake Gagan, LMAO, pretty funny how it started, how it's going, So as we are optimistic about these rules getting rewritten, we gotta stay truthful and factual about things. Ripple offers to buy USDC stablecoin issuer Circle. That's pretty huge. Now Circle launched USDC. Breaking news, everybody. Red alert. There is bacon. It is perfectly cooked. That is, do we have a crunch? That was a crunch. Thank you, Mr. Crypto Kip. We got the crunch. If you're not subscribing while I'm eating bacon, then I don't know what kind of content you're looking for, guys. Doesn't get much better than that. My wife's the best. But yeah, USDC was launched by Circle in a coalition with Coinbase. Ripple offered to buy USDC to eliminate the competition of stablecoins. They want their own stablecoin. They wanted to buy USDC. Fun fact, the offer was rejected for being too low, according to sources. Moreover, the report notes that XRP issuers are still considering another offer to require the stablecoin firm. In late 2024, Ripple launched its own RLUSD stablecoin, but it's not good enough. They want USDC, creating direct competition with the USDC issuer. They want USDC to maybe sunset it, to maybe have both. I don't know, but it's very interesting, guys. I think it's interesting. Do you think it's interesting? I think it's interesting. Bullish for XRP. Interesting little tweet I found from Lark Davis as well. I want to share with you guys. Look at this tweet from CZ that he brought to light. ETH is a network for the rich guys, but soon those guys will be poor. You would have been better off in Solana than you were in ETH. Heck, you would have been better off in Binance coin than you would have been in ETH. And that's the reality of the situation, guys. I am more bullish on a lot of coins over ETH. And CZ has made a lot of great predictions, and this is certainly one of them. Coinvariant says, what stablecoin do you use the most? Tether and USDC. I don't know why I use Tether. I don't really have an opinion over USDC or Tether. They both do the same thing. Maybe Tether's cheaper. I don't know why I feel that Tether's cheaper. Tether's more controversial. I like controversy, so I use Tether. I don't really know. I don't really know. Which one do you use the most? I'm curious. I like both though. Tether and USDC. I use both. Raphael says HBAR. All I can say is, yep, I like HBAR too, brother. I do. It is part of my portfolio, part of my accumulation strategy. I think that one's going to pop off. It has historically, and it will. And I think HBAR is going to pop off better than ETH. I think a lot of coins are going to pop off better than ETH. Solana's got an ETF coming. We've also got the president's sons, Eric and Don Jr., will speak at the world's largest Bitcoin conference in Vegas. By the way, if you guys want to go to this Bitcoin conference in Vegas, I have an affiliate link for you guys to buy your tickets at a discount using the link in the description down below. If you want a ticket to Vegas, it is not too late. They are still available, and I've got a link for you to buy them if you want to in the comments down below. So check it out if you haven't done so already. Yeah. Scott Aving says, you don't have a competition if you own it all. Exactly. That's probably why Ripple wants to buy USDC, so they don't have competition. Yeah. Okay. Nice 40 minutes into this bad boy of a stream. What else is going on? I feel like every day I get at the 40-minute mark, it's time for a Q&A. That's what we do. We do about 30 minutes of news rambling and a little bit of price charting. Is there any other charts you guys want to look at? Is there anything else going on out there? What is on your minds? What do you want to take a peek at? Let's take a peek at it, my friends. What do you want to take a peek at? I believe we got a lot of bull market left. I'm a pretty excited guy. By the way, you want to do some more trading in this bull market? Look at Bitcoin blasting. You could be printing if you're in a long right now. If I was in a long right now, I would definitely have my take profit set at like 99. 99. Not 99 change, 99. It could go to 99 change. I think we're going to find some resistance right around 100K. So I'd want to set some take profits right before that. USDC is what CoinBaron uses because it's in the EU. Yeah, it's the only legal stable coin. Yeah. CEDAS protocol. I forget what that one's about. You've asked me about that one a few times, brother man. 263, $152 million market cap, very low cap. Where's this one on? CEDAS. Yeah, on SUI and Aptos. Yeah. Yeah, if SUI's popping off, CEDAS is probably going to get a pop off too. Previous high at 46 cents. It's not too far away from that previous high. If SUI's really a ripper, I don't see why this couldn't become a Billy. But hey, you know, we're talking about $100 trillion market cap for crypto one day now. We're talking about these up-only cycles. You never know. Let me pull it up on the could be some resistance right here. Looking at the weekly candles, just weekly candle right there, little stopping point right there, right there. Also look at this weekly candle right here, sitting right at kind of, you know, these little peaks here. So could be some little resistance for CEDAS right now. It's a really big move after a very big dip. Up nice 178% in a month. That's really nice. Really nice little profit taking, maybe. Unless, hey, you're convinced if Bitcoin's going to blast through 100K here, then, you know, hey, altcoin season's cooking, rate cuts coming. You know, we could be boiling up for that 20x territory. We'll see. Sky AI? What is that? Cool logo. Pancake Swap, maxi, Gate.io. AI playing. We knew that from the name, but Sky AI is all-in-one AI ecosystem powered by MCP. What is MCP? Model Context Protocol. Don't know what that is. Design a seemingly integrated intelligence solutions across industries. Kind of vague. Not every new coin's a great coin. I'll remind you guys that. I didn't really see any specific use case for this. Very low market cap, very high risk. Could be a runner. Who knows? I don't know. Oh, that's not great. Count suspended on X. What's CRO versus BTC looking like? Let's take a peek, Marty. Why don't we take a peek at that CRO BTC? Ooh, wow, look at those wicks. I don't like that crypto.com chart. Ooh, looking awful. That's got to be the low, right? Man, this was like a while ago, my lowest prediction I would have liked to have seen. That was the wick. We have broken way below it. Some Trump news drove it up. Little pump in December. The roadmap, this was the roadmap announcement, I think. Trump news is what that was. Now we're back down. If CROcoin can get back up to these previous highs versus Bitcoin, it'd be unbelievable. A 20x versus Bitcoin, it could happen. I'm not going to count it out. Look at stacks. Yeah, let's take a peek at stacks. It's been a minute. Yeah, nice little recovery from the bottom for stacks here. I like our momentum. Really been a bleeder, though. Really been a bleeder. This crash was brutal. I mean, it looked like it wanted to rip here, and then it just got absolutely obliterated. From the highs, this thing came down worse than PEPE, worse than Doge, worse than Sheep. Came down 87%. It was very, very hyped. I mean, I thought it was hyped. I didn't see anybody... I mean, hardly anybody was talking about it. And it got big and it ran, and I feel good about it. I mean, I believe in the future of DeFi on Bitcoin personally. I personally believe in the future of DeFi on Bitcoin, you know? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing do something silly like a 20x. I don't know. I've got that feeling. I don't know. No doubt, though. I mean, your safest bet in this whole space is always going to be Bitcoin, guys. So you know, you do with that information what you will. XRP got a nice recovery from yesterday. That was bleeding out, and then boom, popped right back up with this Bitcoin explosion. Bitcoin is cooking right now. We hit 100K today. We might. I'd be surprised if we went over 100K. I think we're going to have some resistance rejections at 100K before we blast through. But I don't know. I could be wrong. The other scenario that wouldn't surprise me would be, again, to blast through and then retest. But we got to have either a rejection and then a blast through or a retest. It's kind of two ways that I see this happening. Something like that. It's like one of those two ways that I'm kind of looking at this playing out and looking for trades in that. And if you want to do some trades, you can sign up for Blowfin. Check it out. Scott says, but again, it's a meme, not totally important at this time. What's a meme? Oh, Lion token? Yeah. I mean, the Lion token's probably going to lose momentum. It's probably going to go kaput. I am not a fan of any Cronos memes right now, to be honest with you. That's shot until the Cronos ecosystem, until the Cronos coins popping, until total market caps popping, until altcoin season's here. There's no reason that should have been outperforming CRO. There's no reason that should have flipped the market cap of CRO. And if you were profitable on that and it flipped CRO and you weren't taking profit, then there's a lot of lessons to be learning in crypto, and that's unfortunate, but it's real. All right, guys, that is all I got for you today. I'm Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. We've got a lot more work to do before the end of the day, but Coin Baron says Lion might do well when that game gets an update on the NFTs lands go live. Maybe. I don't know though, Coin Baron. You were talking about that mint. That mint was a little sloppy. Those NFT mints are always sloppy for crypto.com. I don't think NFTs are hot in crypto right now at all. I don't think metaverses are hot at all right now in crypto. I think that crypto gaming is still something that people are paying attention to, but I definitely don't think they're paying attention to the crypto.com game in the grand scheme of things. So it's just like, at one point I was a lot more optimistic about it, but I'm just not now, and I wanted to share that with you. Hit the like on the way out. Appreciate you, Coin Baron. X-Man won't pass 98 today. Should go back down to 94 tonight. Might. It's been coming down to 94 a lot. It might not, though. I wouldn't be surprised if it went to 99, X-Man, but we'll see. That's all I got. I'm Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, DCA HODL, my friends. I will see you guys in the next one. DCA HODL. Do your own research, as always, my friends, but we're going to keep that crypto content coming because we love you and we love crypto. Till next time, guys. Deuces, mooses.